Appearance. The legendary Super Saiyan's appearance is quite distinguishable from the regular forms of Super Saiyan. In Dragon Ball Z, Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, the hair color is yellowish-green. When powering up to his full power in this state, Broly's hair changes from a green color to the golden glow of an ordinary Super Saiyan, as he does at the end of Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan, and for the entirety of Broly, Second Coming. However, his hair is more so a dull yellow color, just like his Super Saiyan C-type transformation. Bio Broly also possesses that hair color at all times when in this form. In Budokai 3, Broly's hair is gold here when fighting Vegeta in the game's intro. In the colored manga, Kale in Broly's legendary Super Saiyan form possesses golden hair similar to a Super Saiyan, though of a slightly different color. Under Kale's usage, the form starts off with just a slightly taller toned body before having a dramatic increase in muscle mass when she begins to power stress herself. When transformed to the legendary Super Saiyan in the anime, Kale's hair is solid green, and her eyebrow is still yellow like ordinary Super Saiyans. During its initial appearance under Kale's usage, the form possessed the electricity sparks similar to Super Saiyan 2. Later, when teamed up with Caulifla against Goku, Kale surpasses her limits in the legendary Super Saiyan state. Her hair glows, and her veins bulge, eventually leading to her achieving the controlled version of this form. With Broly in Dragon Ball Super, Broly, when he initially transformed into a Super Saiyan, he possessed golden hair, but when powered up to his full power state, his hair and eyebrow color is completely bright green. However, in some promotional material for the Broly film and for most of the battle in the dimension of strange swirling lights in the film itself, Broly's full power form has golden hair like it does when he is in the standard Super Saiyan form. The most noticeable difference between the form of the legendary Super Saiyan and the regular Super Saiyan is the body size. When a Saiyan transforms into this form, their body grows in height and their muscle mass greatly increases, making it similar in appearance to the Super Saiyan third grade transformation. Side note, a female legendary Super Saiyan's body seems to be more in proportion to itself than that of a female Super Saiyan third grade, which has a normal torso size, but massive limbs. In addition, unlike the third grade of Super Saiyan, this final form of Super Saiyan actually increases the user's height. In Broly's case, he's said to grow to be 3 meters tall. In this form, the user's pupils and irises vanish, making them look much more maniacal than normal. In rare cases, the blank eyes even give the appearance of glowing either white or, in some cases, red. When used with the wrathful state, on occasions where the user's pupils and irises do reappear, they are the same as that of the wrathful state, being yellow in color. Their skin also appears noticeably paler in this form compared to their base form and even to a certain extent their Super Saiyan C forms. Differing depictions across media. This transformation is depicted and named differently depending on the media it appears in. In its original usage under the incarnation of Broly, who first appeared in the Dragon Ball Z films, this form was depicted as having green hair initially but changing to golden when powered up, and then staying golden in subsequent films. Akira Toriyama's artwork of this form also depicts it with golden hair. In this first appearance it was identified as legendary Super Saiyan. Guidebooks, however, have given differing terms to describe it. Trunks Anime Comics section on Super Saiyan referred to it as Super Saiyan final form. Daizenshu 7 would simply talk about its usage under its section for the regular Super Saiyan form. The supplemental Daizenshu calls it Super Saiyan B type, while Dragon Ball GT, La Revista Oficial, referred to this form as being Super Saiyan third grade. In its usage by Kale in the Dragon Ball Super anime, this form is always depicted with green hair. Vegeta identifies the Berserk version of this state as possibly being the legendary Super Saiyan form in the dub, or the Saiyan's true form in the original Japanese. The controlled version is described as the true legendary Super Saiyan in the next episode preview. Some concept art and video games call the form Super Saiyan Berserk and describe it as turning into Broly. Other concept art, as well as Dragon Ball Cardus, refers to it as Super Saiyan 2 inches, with the controlled version of the state also being referred to as such in video games. Some video games simply refer to the Berserk form as Rampaging or Berserk, without mentioning the Super Saiyan aspect. In its usage by Kale and the new incarnation of Broly in the Dragon Ball Super manga, this form is always depicted with golden hair. Witnessing Kale in this form, Kaba and Caulifla identify it as potentially being the legendary Saiyan. The initial Viz translation called it Legendary Super Saiyan, but this was changed to the proper Legendary Saiyan to avoid the inconsistency of Kaba not knowing what a Super Saiyan was in the Universe 6 saga. It was also referred to as being the Legendary Super Saiyan in the Dragon Ball Super Interval Special 34. When Kale powers up and becomes bulky in this form, Vegeta describes it similar to how Super Saiyan 3rd grade was. In its usage by the new incarnation of Broly in the Dragon Ball Super Broly film, this form initially appears with golden hair, before changing to green in its full power enhancement. This form's initial state is simply referred to as Super Saiyan in promotional material, while its enhanced state is called Full Power Super Saiyan, or Super Saiyan Full Power. Promotional material as well as the Xenoverse games identify it as being the Legendary Super Saiyan. Usage and power. This form is first awakened with intense sorrow. In Dragon Ball Super Broly, Broly takes on this form by becoming a Super Saiyan while already in his wrathful state. Interestingly, Kale does not require the wrathful state in order to become Super Saiyan, possibly due to Universe 6 Saiyans having evolved to no longer having access to Great Ape power, or the wrathful form is not necessary to access Super Saiyan. In Shin Budokai, Another Road, Broly was heavily implied to have achieved this form from his witnessing and narrowly surviving the destruction of planet Vegeta. As noted by Kaba and Caulifla, this form is known in Universe 6 as a Demon Saiyan who rampages and whose power grows constantly, eventually to the point that it kills them, meaning the transformation cannot be used for long without risk of death if it is used for too long in the manga. When bulked up beyond its initial state, the form is an extreme example of a transformation that relies on power and so is predictable and easy to evade despite its great speed. When the form starts to have an effect on the user's health, their power and speed start to drop drastically. The legendary Super Saiyan form is a powered-up version of the first Super Saiyan form. Due to this, taking enough damage in this state will revert the user to the previous form. It is similar to the Super Saiyan 3rd grade level, but unlike 3rd grade, Legendary Super Saiyan's speed is Ultra First Class, which is demonstrated by how Broly in this form managed to effortlessly dodge a combined front from both Goku and Piccolo, as well as Broly using several clothesline maneuvers. In addition, unlike Super Saiyan 3rd grade, the form has the user increase in height significantly. The power increase given from this form is unconfirmed, though according to one guidebook this form is stronger than an ordinary Super Saiyan but weaker than Super Saiyan 2. In this form, Broly's power, speed, strength, energy, and endurance increase drastically, exceeding the power of the Dragon team at the time they fought him. Since his power level in this form is so massive, Piccolo stated that Broly's ki can be felt all the way from Kami's lookout. Broly has been shown to take extremely powerful attacks without so much as flinching, meaning he was at least twice as strong as the individual Z fighters who fought him. According to V-Jump, Broly's power level in this form during his battle against the Z fighters on New Planet Vegeta was around the 1,400,000,000 range. In the Dragon Ball Super anime, Kale in this form is able to overpower Super Saiyan Blue Goku, though later in the tournament her more powerful controlled state is only shown fighting on par with Goku's Super Saiyan God form, most likely meaning that Goku underestimated her and held back. In the manga, Kale's power in this form is strong enough to knock around the non-serious Golden Frieza, as well as break perfected Super Saiyan Blue Goku's guard, though Frieza notes he could defeat her if he got serious. After she powered up further, she is able to knock the likes of top and perfected Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta off the tournament arena at the same time, eventually eliminating a majority of the fighters, including several of her own teammates such as Autumn Vegeta, whom she threw off the arena, as well as the Universe 3 fusion Agnalosa, though a combination of her berserker mentality and effectively being weakened and by her own power taking a toll on her causes her to struggle against the lesser Pride Troopers. In Dragon Ball Super Broly is powerful enough that in the initial version of this state he is able to simultaneously overwhelm Goku and Vegeta while they were in the Super Saiyan Blue state in the film, battle Golden Frieza for an hour and then fight on par with Super Saiyan Vegeta. However, even after reaching full power he is no match for Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. In the manga he is able to overwhelm Goku and Vegeta together in their perfected Super Saiyan Blue forms, but is in turn easily taken down by Vegeta in the aforementioned transformation. Users of the legendary Super Saiyan form, or at least Broly, seem to have enhanced regenerative abilities and healing factor in comparison to normal Saiyans. This form is the B type of the Broly-type Super Saiyan forms, and is the most powered-up Super Saiyan form of the three basic types. The B-type Super Saiyan form is referred to as being the legendary Super Saiyan, due to the user's love of destruction and slaughter, just like the Super Saiyans of legend. When a Saiyan transforms into this form, they cause the sky and the environment to change color twice or three with the new Broly dbza, often ending in a gray, dark blue look. Directly before he transforms, Broly's cheeks quiver and then simply rip apart. The same occurs for his eye sockets and chest. It seems that instead of Broly simply enlarging when he transforms, the legendary Super Saiyan form bursts forth from his body. This also occurs in Kale on the final occasion that she takes this berserker state. Normally, however, the bursting forth from the body does not occur in Kale, nor does it occur in Bio Broly or Broly dbza. Broly dbza also seemed to just grow in size before Paragus narrowly reasserted control over him on New Planet Vegeta. In addition, unless forced out of the transformation, the user also simply has the transformation fade out normally, which is shown with Broly prior to going into a 7-year coma in Broly Second Coming, as well as Kale similarly fading out when calming down upon learning from Caulifla that she doesn't have any romantic interest in Kaba, as Kale had initially transformed into the form due to misinterpreting Caulifla's focusing on Kaba as her crushing on him. Once this form is in use, the user is usually taken over by rage with little judgment to spare and solely becomes a rampaging monster with the lust to kill. Largely because of this, it also ran the risk of the user indiscriminately attacking even their own allies, which is best demonstrated with Kale in both the manga and anime, where she upon ascending into this form ended up attacking even members of her own team, and with Broly in Super, where he was tricked by Goku and Vegeta into attacking Frieza during his rampage, despite Frieza being his handler, by flying by him. Unfortunately for the user, maintaining the form usually requires a massive release of a significant amount of energy. If left unchecked, the buildup of energy would destroy the user from the inside out, at least in the manga. Venting the energy also causes varying levels of fatigue, at a bare minimum forcing the user to pant, and in more severe cases even causing the user to emit steam from their body afterwards. Keeping the energy might cause the form's user severe fatigue as seen before he released their energy in a devastating way, and may cause them to revert to their normal form and tire them out very quickly. Interestingly, Broly did not suffer from this stigma in his second appearance, hinting that he may have overcome the form's limitations. The form can also be incredibly hard to maintain for early users, causing them to pass out after being in the form for too long. When used by Broly in Dragon Ball Super Broly, it was noted in the novel that he seemed to possess unlimited stamina when using the golden-haired non-full power version of the form, as he never tired nor did his power drop even after more than an hour of battling Golden Frieza. Nor did his power drop when he transformed into the full power version. Users of this form possess a heavyweight fighting style, using crushing moves and grabs to overpower her opponents rather than lots of fast and powerful punches and kicks like most other fighters in the series use. Their energy is also unique, being a shade of green, though Paragus is shown to have green ki too. The form's physical prowess and strength was also significant, even by Saiyan standards, which is demonstrated with Broly managing to not only lift, but even crush an attack pod with his own bare hands despite it being heavily armored, as well as Kale in the manga managing to easily lift up Vegeta despite it weighing over 1,000 tons. Dragon Ball Z. In his first appearance, Broly fought and completely dominated Goku, Gohan, Vegeta and future Trunks in their Super Saiyan, Goku and Gohan, and second-grade Super Saiyan forms Vegeta and future Trunks, and Piccolo in his Super Namekian state, all at the same time, with his opponents being unable to hurt him in the least. Even a Super Kamehameha from Goku at point-blank range failed to inflict any damage to Broly. It was only after everyone donated their powers to Goku that he was able to focus all of their energy into a single punch, and it nearly killed him. In his second appearance, Broly, after transforming into his legendary Super Saiyan form, goes head-to-head with Gohan in both his Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 forms and easily overpowers him. However, Gohan puts up a much better fight than he did last time, and one of his blows even managed to stun Broly. Broly is only then defeated with the combined help from Goku, Gohan, Goten, and Trunks. In his third appearance, Broly's clone Bio Broly transforms into his legendary Super Saiyan form after simply catching sight of Goten to awaken both the Saiyan instincts and personal vendetta of his source material. However, the premature release from his containment has culture fluid fail to give him a set form, consequentially deforming his physical form to the point that he no longer resembles his source material. He easily dominates Goten, Trunks, Krillin, and Android 18, but is defeated by Goten, Trunks, and Krillin's multiple Kamehameha when ocean water solidifies his culture fluid body. Dragon Ball Super. In the anime, Kale achieves the form through self-loathing and anger through Cabba and Caulifla being friendly with each other. She proceeds to attempt to kill Cabba, however she drops out of the form after Caulifla tells Kale that she has no interest in Cabba. Kale 02.png. Kale surpasses her limits. Kale uses this form in the anime version of the Tournament of Power to easily overpower Goku while in his Super Saiyan 2 form and even proving able to withstand a point-blank Kamehameha from Goku in his Super Saiyan Blue state, walking right through it, although it's very likely that Goku was holding back. She then processed on her rampage against Goku as he was surprised at how powerful she is. She then grabbed his face and as she did so her power seemed to overwhelm her body and forced her to toss Goku away and leak out her overflow of ki. Kale then demolished the entire Tournament of Power stage with her ferocious power and even caught the attention of all the Pride Troopers with her mighty voice. This form was finally defeated by Jiren with a power impact and forced Kale to revert back to base form. Caulifla refers to this form as Ultra Super Power. Kale's emotions allow her to control this form and attain her a controlled version of this state. Kale transforms in this form again from Super Saiyan 2 transformation and was able to take out 3 Pride Troopers with Caulifla, reverting back to normal afterward from exhaustion. In order to prove herself worthy in her own eyes to Caulifla in their tag battle against Goku, Kale once again goes berserk. However, her bond with Caulifla allows her to gain complete control of this state, turning her Super Saiyan 2 form into a true legendary Super Saiyan. In the manga, Kale transformed into this state in anger at Frieza and proceeded to rush him down. As Golden Frieza prepared to get serious, Goku then interfered with the battle and fought Kale with his perfected Super Saiyan Blue, to which she managed to break his guard, only for him to be kicked out of the way by Frieza. Kale then powered up before dashing past them and creating an explosion of energy from her body that knocks out several fighters in the tournament. As she begins rampaging in this state, Kale's strong enough to nearly knock out Vegeta, who had to use an energy blade to ground himself near the edge, and Top, who had to be pulled back into the arena by Dispo. Kale proceeds to knock out the remaining fighters of Universe 4, and proceed to eliminate Agnalosa in a single kick, eliminating Universe 3. Following this, Kale eliminates the remaining members of Universe 2, before finishing off Universe 10 by eliminating Omni. At this point, the drawbacks of the form begin to show themselves as Kale is unable to differentiate friend from foe, picking up Vegeta and tossing him out of the arena single-handedly, before also knocking out Sayonal and Purina as they try to talk sense back into her. Cabba reveals that Kale is in fact the legendary Saiyan, and if she doesn't come to her senses she'll continue rampaging until she self-destructs. As Cabba attempts to reach her, Kale knocks him out of the ring, though Cabba is saved by Vegeta. Though the Pride Troopers are briefly shown struggling against Kale, Vegeta points out that they've seen through her and that she has begun losing power and is at her limit. Using this form, Broly battles Goku and Vegeta in their perfected Super Saiyan Blue forms in the manga. However, they go on to fuse into Gogeta and defeat him. SS Broly 1.5. PNG. Cho Broly. In Dragon Ball Super, Broly transforms into this form after seeing his father's dead body. Broly unleashes a vibrant, flaming green aura. His energy is capable of causing the atmosphere to violently shift colors. Right before transforming, his sclera flash red and his pupils and irises actually shatter into blankness, marking Broly's transition into his berserker rage. Upon fully transforming, his hair takes on the standard yellow hue and his skin is noticeably paler. Broly is able to outmatch Goku and Vegeta in their Super Saiyan Blue forms, even diving through their Gallic Kamehameha with ease. He fights Frieza in his final form and easily beats him around. He then proceeds to fight Golden Frieza for around 1 hour before finally beating him to the point he cannot fight back. Broly craves battles in this form and even tried to attack Whis, who easily avoids his attacks without effort, showing Broly in this form is no match for him. Later Vegeta, the fusion dance of Goku and Vegeta, appears to fight him. In this form, while fighting, he was able to push base Vegeta to transform into Super Saiyan, and they both seems evenly matched in terms of power, as Broly could match Gogeta's Kamehameha with his own energy attack, with the resulting clash breaking through dimensions, but Gogeta's superior skills soon gave him a decisive edge to land many blows on Broly, while Broly struggled to keep up with Vegeta and hardly landing any blows, although he still endured with little hindrance to his performance. In the end, Broly's power grows again and he transformed into his full power Super Saiyan form. In the light novel, however, Broly reverts back to his regular Super Saiyan form towards the end of his fight with Vegeta. Super Saiyan Broly and Super Saiyan Vegeta shatter through dimensions as they fight until Broly powers up into his Super Saiyan full power state, shrouded in a green aura. In response, Vegeta activates Super Saiyan Blue to regain the upper hand. Ultimately, Vegeta prevails over Broly, who is narrowly saved from a lethal full force Kamehameha by Chilai, who wishes Broly back to planet Vampa, helping Broly calm down and return to his base form in the process. Chilai and Lemmo join him on Vampa, while Goku approaches them with supplies including capsules, a capsule house, and 2 senzu beans, and offers to train with Broly. Dragon Ball Heroes. In the anime version of the Universe Creation Saga, Broly uses this form when interrupting Dark King Fu's battle with Super Saiyan Blue Vegito and Super Full Power Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Xeno Vegito, charging in to take on the 2 fused Saiyans himself. Later in the New Space-Time War Saga, Broly uses the form in the pseudo-universe to attack Goku, Hearts, Frieza and Metacooler before he is lured off to fight the Warrior in Black. In the manga version of the Supreme Kai of Time Saga, Broly uses this form against Jiren during the Super Space-Time Tournament but is quickly defeated.